Hello, my loves, and welcome back to another reading. It is getting into that season for Beltane or Soften if you are in the Southern Hemisphere. And so we are switching over to the Beltane and Soften decks from the Seasons of the Witch by, oh no, I forget who the artist and the author is. I will have to get that at some point and say it. Perhaps I should start putting the decks that I use below as well. Okay, we're gonna take that one, and then we're going to take. Oh, there we go. Okay, Dark Moon. Are we not coming up to a Dark Moon actually on the 17th this week? Is that Thursday or Friday? I don't have my stuff and I don't want to go look. But this is very pertinent to this week's energy, that's for sure. So from the Beltane deck, we have Sacred Waters. Drunken by the swell of the sea, I can feel the blanket of her embrace. Unafraid of the presence releasing the cords, I call her in. I call her deeply within. And then with the Dark Moon, we have in the dark of your heart lives a new breath waiting for you to release its ghost. What I am hearing very, very, very much so with these two cards, this new moon that's coming up, this new moon in Aries, I believe, this is a time for you to cut the cords of those things which no longer serve you, whether that is the rumination and continual spinning of memories of a certain icky part of your past, but that isn't actually affecting you now in any sort of way. And I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to diminish the impact that it has had on you. However, there is something that we must do for ourselves in our lives, and this is for everyone, where we experience things that are not great, right? But we have to work through them. We have to understand that they happened to us, they changed us, but we choose now how it is that we want to move through the world. This has been such an interesting sort of path that I've been on very recently. Honestly, the whole of I want to say maybe 7 or 8 years, but very, very, very viscerally so. In the last year, I feel like I am a completely different person. There are things that have come up that I never thought bothered me, that have come up to say to me, this happened to you. This thing that you pushed away and didn't allow yourself to feel in that moment. And then I worked through the process, within this last year of grieving that part of myself that experienced this thing. But I let it go. And it's not to say that the things of the past will never resurface. They surely do, because everything is very cyclical, right? The waves keep coming, and sometimes they'll bring some particles of the same shipwreck, right? Over and over again. But you can collect that thing and then let it go. Put it somewhere else. Last week I talked a lot about journaling through your feelings and emotions and experiences that, especially haven't been that great for you. And then burning that paper. Physically burning and getting rid of the ideas and thoughts and feelings that you have put onto paper, that you have made into a physical thing, and burning that, or ripping it up and sending it downriver, or sending it off into the wind. If you happen to have a good cliff near you, or a tall bridge, right? Let the earth, let these things be taken in by the earth again to be made into fertilizer. And I mean that very sort of literally and figuratively. Let these things become fertilizer for the seeds that you will plant as you move forward in life, right? As you move with your own magic and your own destiny. Okay. Now, I got the Kim Krantz Alchemy and Archetypes decks, and I'm very excited about these. A little intimidated, but also, listen, you just got to believe in yourself. You just got to do the thing. You got to do the thing even scared. So we're going to start with the archetypes and see what other kind of guidance Spirit wants you to have in order to know what it is, who it is you are stepping into being as you cut the cords of the things of your past that are no longer serving you. What are you making room for? Who, as in the who of your future self, your highest self, the self that you decided to come and live here as a human to be. Who is it that you are stepping into as you let these things go? Agape. I believe that's love. And look at all these lights of love. My goodness, I love how I haven't even read it yet. I haven't even read what the thing is, the explanation in this book is yet, but it's love. It's in my own work and my own understanding of who I have come here to be, this sacred being that I am, this holy person, because we are all sacred, we are all holy, and we have all decided to come here at this time to do something, to make a change in the world, or try to readjust the way we think of what living should be, right? But the light of love has been a very strong message for me as of late, that I am the light of love. I have the light of love that the universe wants to shine through me. Oh, apparently I can't count. Wait, can I? It's in Roman numerals. I. It was the very last one. What? I'm reading it wrong. LXX. Oh, I'm reading the wrong book. That's why. Hello. And we start over, and we we move on to the right manual. Sometimes we just get stuck with the wrong one. What if instead of putting yourself at the center of your spiritual practice, you put God, Goddess, or nature at the center? How would this change your approach? Such is the energy of agape. It is alive when we are in awe and wonder, our breath taken away by the sacred force that surrounds us and asks for nothing in return. This card can indicate a spiritual initiation that stretches your capacity to love and serve. You sense the earthly as the heavenly, and vice versa. Such an initiatory moment can appear in any form, and, like a healing balm to the modern soul, its effect lasts a lifetime. The agape card may also suggest you reassess what you worship every day, consciously or unconsciously. What are you elevating? Where does the sacred ladder you climb ultimately lead to? This is so, talking about the light of love, and devotion, unconditional love. This is crazy. I love how, sorry, I'm kind of like all over the place in the way that I'm speaking tonight, which is very interesting. And I feel like part of it is because I feel this very big vastness, this sort of like, perhaps I've been touching into the spiritness of everything, right? I was just watching a video before I came on to do this about specifically, men, masculine people, but getting in touch with the feminine, with recognizing the feminine divinity within them, the unconditional love within them. What have men been, told to worship in these lives that we live? Money and power over people. But the light of love, these are not bonds. These are not chains. These are not, ropes to tie to people. These are the threads of our hearts through the light of love of the universe, of the cosmos, of our highest self, our spirits, our full spirits. We come here to weave ourselves together. I'm seeing these light rays as threads in a tapestry. We come here to shine our light of love that reflects through us in a different hue and a different frequency than, your neighbor or your family members or your friends, because we are all individuals. We are all supposed to be this prismatic, beautiful, unique person, this unique frequency of love. And we come here to do that. So being called, to speak about the men really connecting in with feminine energy and the feminine energy that they have within themselves as well, which is very much sort of beaten out of boys and men to even acknowledge or feel, right? I'm really getting the message right now of we are at a sort of precipice of cutting the cords to the old ways of domination and colonialization and capitalism and all these things that have been very spearheaded by masculine energy. This is masculine energy in very toxic form. This is masculine energy that denies love, that denies the light of their own selves. Whew, this is a deep one tonight. Whew. Okay. Nope. We're being called to go to the alchemy deck. How is it? So everyone has masculine and feminine energies within them, and what I want to know now, Spirit, is how do we tap in? How do we get those cords cut and really tap into the feminine energy of unconditional love, of understanding that we are all one, but we are many facets of one. We are each reflecting our own frequency of light and sound, I'm hearing. Okay. Holy cow. Okay, there's a lot here. My loves. This will be a longer reading than I have been doing lately. Okay, first thing is vinegar. Okay, let's get the proper book here. The tongue knows vinegar. Even the suggestion of receiving a few drops into the mouth reminds us of vinegar's sour and lip-puckering qualities. In alchemy, vinegar serves as an active agent of distillation, fermentation, and preservation. I am hearing with this is the distillation, preservation, is the knowing that we must never forget how it is that we come to these really sort of, how it is that we came to be this way. How it is that, oh, kitties are being silly. How it is that this sort of toxic masculinity and this denial of unconditional love, of the light of love, has come to be. What has led us here? We have so much history, and yet we always, and people are aware of it, unless it's being suppressed, which it is in a lot of places. But our memories are always so short. Most people are not interested in history and stuff like that, and not interested in why things are the way they are. But it's something that we should all be very aware of, especially as I'm hearing those of you, if you're called into this reading, I know you have awoken in the peeling back of layers of all the sort of like blinders, the layers of blinders that have been put on us all, right? I know that you see more. I know that you do. So it's important to remember, and this doesn't mean you have to be a historian, but this just means that when things pop up, be curious, go see what it is, how certain situations come about, and how it is that we get through them. Because I'm hearing right now, there are books, there are essays, there are things that are basically kind of guides as to how we unweave ourselves from these really rotten threads, right? Okay, what was next? Oh my goodness. I'm being called to the spring card. Well, here we are in the northern hemisphere. We're in spring energy, right? We are in physically the season of spring. There is all the seeds that have been planted. All the seeds that have been planted are budding up. They are ready to go. Their roots will grow strong so long as they are properly tended and not forgotten about. Now, a seed will grow on its own very well out in the world, but right now what I'm hearing is there's the seeds that we are growing ourselves. This is something that we are doing collectively. Say my name and every color re-illuminates. Florence and the Machine. We are all part of this tree. We are all part of the fruits of this tree, and the tree can be this entire spectrum of light shining through. Again, the light of love. Again, these individual frequencies of light and color and sound. I wish I was more eloquent tonight, but this is a very, very... and we get there by continuing to do the little things that we think are mundane, that we think are just usual, that are just this little step. A web gets woven by the spider doing the same thing over and over and over again, and then all of a sudden, at the end of this, after many, many, many single steps, she has a web, and that can feed her. And if we build this web together, if we interlock our webs together, again, I'm seeing that tapestry, right? This beautifully colorful tapestry. We all get to benefit from this. We all get to live in our light. Like, look at the beautiful rainbow color here. We all get to live in that. Summer. So there's this progression of things happening. We have this dark moon that we're starting with, okay? And we're going through to this spring season, which it's only about a third done right now, right? We are not even at the point yet where I am, where there are a few little flowers here and there, but like things are still thawing. The snow is mostly gone here, but the grass is still kind of mucky looking. You know, the trees are still only just budding. But there's something really beautiful to be looking forward to in the summer if we just keep taking one step, and one step. We have glass here. What I'm hearing from this is, look at how foggy and undefined and unclear outside of this circle of gold. I'm hearing through the looking glass and looking within. This is understanding who it is you are. This is understanding what kind of web you can spin. This is understanding your light frequency, your love frequency, and how to tune into it so that you can focus on the things that you yourself need to focus into. The despicable face. Let's see what this one is. XL VI I. Oh. Am I wrong? Did I grab the wrong book again? There's something about being led to the wrong information. This is still good information, but this is the wrong information that I need for this process here. You have to understand where it is you need to focus. The despicable face is never seen. Rather, it is kept in hiding to save outward appearances. This card appears when something below the surface wants to be witnessed in order to be transformed. Oh my goodness, yes. Everyone has their own version of the despicable face and their own reasons for assuming it is an abomination. Okay. The light of love, your own frequency. Look how colorful this is along the edges, right? The face in here that is supposed to come through, the face of you in your own light and sound and love frequency. You are making that muddy. You are dimming yourself from being able to be a light in the world. And you can no longer do that, my love. You came here for a reason. You came here to see the world in the way that you in very particular see it and help others see some of those same light frequencies as you. But you cannot do that if you hide yourself. Now is no longer the time for hiding ourselves away. Now is no longer the time to be keeping ourselves, our truest selves, hidden from the world. Whether we are worried about family, friends, or even just wider community being, what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry, the words are really difficult with this reading. Being overly critical of you because they cannot allow a single ounce of their own true light to come through, and they are jealous that you are shining this. They don't understand why it is that you won't keep inside the tiny little box that this toxic masculine society has given to you. And they wish that they could step outside of their own box, that they have now made a prison for themselves, that they keep their own selves imprisoned within. But you need to be the light. And perhaps your frequency will get some of these people out of those prisons. Raven's head. Though alchemy is filled with a myriad of open-ended symbols, the raven's head has a precise message. It arrives to mark the beginning of the work, of your work, my love. To initiate the spinning of the alchemical wheel, whether you know what it is or not. With its almighty churning, things are about to change on every level. The raven's work cannot be undone, just as the pill cannot be unswallowed, or the pearl turned back to sand. You may be overwhelmed or think the journey ahead is not for you. Your doubts matter not to the raven. As its appearance signifies, it has chosen you. You are ready, and the moment is now. Can you go back to the way things were? What did I say about I know that you have woken up to the way that things are and how interconnected we are supposed to be and the light we are all supposed to shine into the world? Can you pretend nothing has changed? The raven caws a clear no. It does not apologize, as it knows your destiny is great. What a very profound message this is. There's no going back, my love. And this is also a message for me. I am on this path with you. There is no going back. How can we go back to the way things were? Do I want to undo the last, especially, the 5 years sort of period that was just tremendously awful for me? No. Because I have never felt more myself in my life, except for when I was a child, and a very small one at that, than I do now. I see more clearly now than I ever did after losing that sort of childlike knowing of what everything is. We have resin here. Okay, sorry, I just wanted to check because I had a feeling maybe I wasn't supposed to read these last 3 cards. But we are. It's a big message. It's a very, very large message we have here. Resin is a miraculous material. It offers both stability and transparency. For centuries, sculptors and archivists have used it to capture an object in time and place, preserving it for observation or adoration. Envision a delicate insect or flower suspended in a paperweight, such as the alchemical energy of resin. Its qualities are protective, sealing, and hardening. When this card appears, there is a holding that's occurring, either literally or psychically. While well-intended, someone may be limiting the one they wish to protect. There may be an aspect of nostalgia at work in the laboratory, an unwillingness to let go or change. On the other hand, the resin card can indicate preservation of that which is most valued, a return to what's been lost. I think both of those sort of messages in this resin card are true. We are holding, and we came into this reading with knowing that we are holding on to something that we need to let go of, right? And I'm hearing in just mentioning childhood, in the knowing of self, there is something to preserve and protect here. And that is the child self within you, my love. That is the child self within me. That is all of our collective child selves. But there's everything else. So much else that needs to be let go of. It is the systems and paradigms of this kind of messed up society and culture that we have, that, you know, we came here to learn from. We came here to move in a different direction. We have winter. Okay. This process feels very much like it's moving through, like, okay. Oh man, this message, tongue-tied. This year, 2026, is a year. I know you've probably heard this in a lot of places. It is we have the fire horse, you know, the Lunar New Year and the lunar year. We have the year of the fire horse here. We have the year of incredible movement, of incredible getting from where we are now to getting to where we're going to go, okay? And we have to follow our North Star, which is our light of the cosmos, the light of ourselves, the light of our spirit. That is the thing that is going to allow us to see all the potential of the tree that we are currently not able to see, how it's going to be beautiful, how it's going to be fruitful, how it's going to bud and bloom and be such a delight in the world. I'm hearing, especially with, we have the benevolent guide here, and it's the bumblebee, or, well, the bee. I don't even know what the heck it was. I don't know if it was some sort of meditation that I did, or if it was some journaling that I did, but it was talking, I was thinking about how I am the tree. You are the tree. We are the tree, and we are the tree together. We are the entirety of its system, and we are also but a leaf. We bud and bloom our flowers, and the pollinators come, and the pollinators eat their fill of that sweet, beautiful nectar and go to each flower, pollinating the tree so that the fruits that come in summer, where's summer? In summer over here, can be so abundant and so many. The tree will be completely laden with fruits come the height of summer. We can't see it now still. We're still in this early spring part, you know, where we can't really see the fruit for the trees. We can't see the path. We don't know how we're going to get there. But the thing is that we have to do one step at a time, one step and one step and one step and one step. And those steps are following your own light. And it's not lost on me that these cards are looking like honeycomb right now. So the benevolent guide, I think we are all being very, very heavily guided right now by whoever it is who has called to you, whether it is your ancestors or deities or angels, whether it is your highest self. There is so much love and light. Like, look how the colors here are very vibrant, but it does feel like very, very, very bright in terms of light, where it's getting to that point where they start melding together and just become white light, right? But they're not. The light is coming through, and our guides are guiding us to be guides ourselves here on this planet at this time, to shine so brightly. The bee I'm seeing as having all of the colors of the spectrum here, you know, of these lights, and becoming that white light that I just said. You are here to be a light of love and a light of the universe. You are here to illuminate the path forward to unconditional love, to... I'm hearing matriarchy, to be honest with you. I'm hearing matriarchy, and I'm hearing very feminine way of being in this world. Wow. Wowie, wow, wow. Okay, did not expect this to go so long. Thank you so much if you stayed here with me. I do have readings, so if you would like to tap into this energy on a more sort of personal level with me, I do have readings up on my website, miaarsenow.ca. I would love to have you there. This is beautiful and profound, and I'm going to need to ground after this. Thank you so very much for being here with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.